Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Thursday, April 8, 2021. The judiciary has been extended with 8 more judges sworn in to high office yesterday by Governor General Sir Patrick Allen. They are Marcia Dunbar Green, Evan Brown, and Crescencia Brown Beckford, who were appointed to act as judges of the Court of Appeal. Anne-Marie Lawrence Granger, Tanya Mott Tullow-Reed, and Sandria Wong Small took the oath of office to serve as acting puisne judges. Carla Thomas and Heather Carnegie were also sworn in as acting masters in chambers. The Governor General commended the new appointees for their commitment to the development of Jamaica's justice system.
The promotion, or I'd say the appointment to higher positions of each one of you to be sworn in this morning reaffirms a couple of things: your competence in service, your commitment to nation building through work, and the understanding that the tasks assigned to you are not easy.
Jamaica recorded a major increase in stopover arrivals for the Easter holiday weekend. According to preliminary data from the Jamaica Tourist Board, 14,983 visitors came to the island from April 1 to 5. Over 13,000 of these visitors entered the island via the Sangster International Airport in Montego Bay. Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett says it was the highest number of visitors since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. Year to date, he says Jamaica has welcomed 209,930 passengers, of which 164,157 were tourists. Minister Bartlett says the data shows that Jamaica is still top of mind to visitors and that steady progress is being made towards a full recovery of the sector. In keeping with the commitment to safety, the minister says representatives of the Tourism Product Development Company, TPDCO, and other government entities visited a number of properties over the holiday weekend. The visits were to inspect the entities and check for compliance with COVID-19 health and safety protocols by locals and visitors alike. According to the tourism minister, there was strong compliance with the protocols as players in the sector enforced strict COVID-19 measures over the holiday weekend despite the high occupancy in most properties. Teachers and tourism workers have been added to the priority group of persons to register for COVID-19 vaccination in the coming days. With another 75,000 doses of AstraZeneca vaccines on the way, Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton says the priority groups were expanded as the country prepares for increased activity in the tourism sector and to get teachers and children back to face-to-face learning. The Health Ministry is now scheduling vaccination appointments for these groups, along with persons 60 years and older and staff from the Department of Correctional Services, Jamaica Fire Brigade, PICA, and Jamaica Customs. Persons 60 years and older are to register using the online portal on the ministry's website or by calling the National Vaccination Hotline at 888-1-LOVE. That's 888-663-5683. Members of the other priority groups will be registered through their respective organizations. Persons will need to bring a government-issued ID or a letter from a Justice of the Peace to the vaccination location to verify their age. Members of the Department of Correctional Services, Jamaica Fire Brigade, PICA, and Jamaica Customs, as well as tourism workers, teachers, and other employees of educational institutions are being asked to bring a work ID. In addition to these groups, vaccination will continue for healthcare workers and members of the Jamaica Defense Force and Jamaica Constabulary Force. Members of the public who have already received their first dose of the AstraZeneca vaccine are reminded that they must receive the second dose to be fully protected, so adhering to the COVID-19 safety protocols remains critical. Education Minister Favour Williams says the ministry has widened the scope of technical and vocational training for high school students through its partnership with the British Council's Social Enterprise in Secondary Schools program. She says greater emphasis is being placed on increasing the digital and financial literacy of students while allowing young people to demonstrate flexibility and adaptability when they enter the workforce.
It is also intended to improve access to work and further learning by ensuring that qualifications are relevant to employment and learning and meet the needs of learners and the job market, as well as education and training institutions. Given that technical and vocational education is playing such an important role in providing the skill sets required by enterprises within our economies, it is imperative that the expansion of technical and vocational education be a priority objective of all educational strategies.
Minister Williams was participating in a recent roundtable discussion at the British Council of Jamaica's Social Enterprise in Schools Summit. And finally, Mayor of St. Anne's Bay, Councillor Sidney Stewart, says infrastructural improvements to the Brownstown Market in St. Anne are at an advanced stage. The mayor, who recently toured the market with a team from the St. Anne Municipal Corporation, says the refurbishing work is progressing well and he is fully satisfied with the pace of the project. The scope of work includes the retrofitting of vending stalls, re-roofing and reinforcement of the structure, construction of new sanitary facilities and a charcoal room, as well as the installation of new plumbing and electrical fixtures. The project, which commenced early March, is being executed at a cost of $21 million. Mayor Stewart says the objective is to improve the aesthetics of the market and to lift the standard under which the vendors operate. In addition to the repairs, he says an area will be created to facilitate parking for customers and warns that once the facility is completed, there will be a zero-tolerance approach to illegal vending. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.